So welcome to episode 4 with me, David, and Erin.
Hello, welcome.
Episode 4 already.
Can't believe it, hasn't that flew?
Flying in.
So today we've got our adventure code. Tom is our guest speaker today. So Tom, how are you?
Hello there. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me today. I'm excited.
Well, welcome. We're so excited to have you on our podcast. So you've just done an hour in our rainforest room. So before we get into adventure code, how did you find your experience in our rainforest room today?
Yeah, boss, to be fair, I obviously come the other week, didn't I? And last time it was so much harder. It was like, I was shivering, like when I first got in. I didn't put my head under last week, but I put it under this time twice.
Love it.
So, but I feel boss now, do you know what I mean? Usually I have a coffee before I go somewhere, but I didn't have a coffee today because it gives you that feeling, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
You get that buzz, don't you?
Yeah.
After the festival over the weekends as well, so did it sort you out?
Yeah, it was needed.
Where did you go?
I went to Love Trails Festival.
Okay.
So I got back like 8:30 last night. It was like 8.5 hour drive home.
Wow.
I don't know.
Where is it?
It's only in Swansea, but on the way home I drove into a ditch.
Nice.
So I had to get pulled out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was needed.
Yeah.
Definitely. Especially sleeping in a tent for 3-4 days. You know?
In that heat.
And then into a ditch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had to get 4 new tyres while I was down there.
You are
joking.
joking.
Sunday night?
No, it was on the Friday.
Okay.
We wanted to go out for the day somewhere and went out and my tyre was fully gone.
Oh no.
So then when I took it to the tyre garage, they were like, do you know what, mate, they did need all doing, do you know what I mean? Or nearly enough, so I thought, just get them done now.
Expensive weekend then.
Yeah, it was, yeah. The cars had me off. Like.
Well, do you know what? Brand new week, you've started off right in the rainforest room. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Adventure Code? What is it? What's it all about?
Yeah, so Venture Code originally started as a hobby and a community, and it started to become a community. And over time, it sort of developed into a lot more than that. You know, we do a lot of things with corporate, like with businesses. We do like yoga retreats, but predominantly it's in the mountains, taking people up on guided hikes, challenges, national free peaks. And then we do like Everest Base Camp. We've done Kilimanjaro and stuff like that.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's incredible, to be fair.
How did you get into all of that then?
So originally I used to be out, like living in Liverpool. I was like always partying all the time and stuff like that. And you hear the story every time, like kitchen talker to mountain walker. And like that was me.
I've not heard of that, but I like that.
It was me. So for up until I was about 23, that was me. 15 to 23 all the time. And something had to change, so I just took myself off to the mountains of a weekend on my own kind of thing, and then I've started to realise I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was just going out there in the mountains, didn't even know it was didn't know it was good for me at the time, and then I really started to see how better I felt. Do you know what I mean? And then that's when I started to like get my mates with me. They'd come. And then we just got in some really bad situations when we were up in the mountains.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? So that's when I was like, I need to learn what I'm meant to do here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we went on one and it got, where was it? Where's that old plane? There's an old plane.
Oh yeah, the B-32 site or something like that, yeah.
And we went and it was good. And then halfway, like when we were up, we went up there where there's 2 ways you can go, I think. We went up where it's like a bit of a climb.
Yeah.
Over like little rivers and stuff. But then when we got to the top, all of a sudden, it just become like, you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Oh,
it just went dead dense. I had the baby.
Oh no.
I had the baby was only on my back. Sure I did, yeah. Did I have the baby?
You were that delirious, you don't know whether you
I
had
can't
the baby
remember if
or
I
not.
had the baby, but I definitely had the other kids.
Oh God.
And it got to the point where you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Just like foggy.
You just couldn't see within 10, 20 metres in front of you. And I was like,
That's
you know,
scary.
where that feeling comes up and you think, right, we've got to act like we're all right.
Yeah.
This is not okay.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me basically. This one time, Banking.
This one time in Bangkok.
we were up on the glidders in like the Ogwen Valley, and 2 of my mates were with me, and it was that like, it was proper hike to be fair, and the weather was horrendous. I probably hadn't checked the weather very well, and it was to a point where I was like, what are we meant to do here? We were at the top as well. Didn't know which way to even go down.
God, that's scary.
And the lads just looked at me as in like, what are we doing? What are we meant to do here?
You've,
you've
been up here before.
Yeah,
what do we do now?
It's on you.
I kind of done what you done. I was like, I can't remember, but you know, we'd be sound. But in my head, I'm thinking, could be.
It's that feeling,
yeah,
innit?
do you know what I mean?
You get a feeling where you just think, whoa.
Yeah. So, cut long story short, I don't know how we got down. You know, it was just instinct kind of thing. And I said to myself, I'd never go up again without learning how to navigate. So that's when I done my navigation course. And then on the course, the woman who took it, she was like, "You'd be a boss mountain leader. Do your course." Yeah. And to be fair, I don't even know if she was just trying to upsell me, do you know what I mean?
But it worked.
But it worked, and this is where we're at now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because when we done that, we just carried on. You're like on your phone trying to get signals, aren't you, to where you're going? And then there was another like bunch of people, so we started walking in the same direction they was. And then we got to a point, and then there was people in like red coats who would come up.
Yeah.
To help.
Mountain rescue.
Must have been
Wow.
to navigate people through because they just started to appear. And you know, when you see someone and they've got a walkie-talkie, you think,
yeah, no.
And then, but it's mad how things change because we got to that site where that plane is, and then it started. We could start seeing. We all sat down, had something to eat because we thought there's probably loads of people were there, so it was probably a good place. You feel a bit safer when people are around.
Definitely.
And then the fella said, "Go down this way. I'll take you down." And then once we got to a certain point, it just cleared again, and it was like, wow.
The weather.
We went up, great. Within half an hour, something happened. I don't know what happened, and then it come down. You couldn't see, and then on the way down, it was great again.
That is the weather's the most unpredictable, but also challenging thing that you face when you go in the mountains. Do you know what I mean? Like you can do one walk in like good clear weather, but then come back another time in the winter where it's slippy and it's dark and it's completely different walk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to touch on what you said before we went into that, because you know what, I see people who are trying to do better for themselves. I see people like that. You had that feeling, you just went off.
Yeah.
That inner feeling from somewhere. You probably didn't know it at the time, but you wanted a bit more. You've gone somewhere, you've done better than yourself. You've found this other place. But I've seen like loads of like Instagram posts where people go, people go out for a walk, and now they're up mountains, and then they're off their heads in weekends, and now they've all changed. And it's like, I've seen like negativity around like people like the ice bath and like, and then, you know what I mean? And like you're saying about kitchen parties, and they're like, they go on one walk or they're in the ice, now they're a changed person. But what do people want? Like, do you stay in that rut, or do you want more? And it's like, I've seen a few comments that people put like, oh, you're up a mountain one day and then you're out the next weekend. But obviously it doesn't stop over like you do one walk or two walks. But it's that like, you get me, where it's like it does start to change from that one walk, and then you actually feel that inside of you where you think, okay,
that felt good.
Yeah, and you know, you're not going to change overnight.
No,
you're not going to change in 6 weeks, 6 months. It takes time to change.
Yeah.
But it starts to change.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, when you were saying that, I was like, wow, I remember seeing someone going, oh, fucking, he's gone up a mountain now, and now he's a changed person. Not about you personally.
No, people have said that as well.
But do you get me? Like, I've seen it, especially with ice baths and up the mountains, or up the famous Welsh mountain and stuff. I've heard that said a few times, and now they're trying to tell people. But like, what for you?
So for me personally, like that's exactly what happened to me. Was I just started going out on my own, and then not knowing what it was doing for me. It was just it was a calling to go, and then I used to have the boozer at, like, if it was a weekend, I'd be out from 12 o'clock, you know, with the lads, and then I sort of just stopped going out that early. Would go out first thing in the morning to the mountains, and then get back in the night, and then go out and carry on as I used to. And I used to say to myself, earn your ale. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I've earned my ale, I can do what I want tonight now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then eventually I'd end up staying over, you know, go to the mountains and end up staying over. So then I'd end up missing the Saturday night, and I'd wake up on a Sunday and I'd be like,
feel fresh.
I'd be in the mountains, but two, I'd feel fresh. And I think I'd done that again unconsciously for a couple of times, where I was like, I would rather do this now to feel this good.
Grows, doesn't it?
And I got that for years when after I first started, from the lads going, you've changed. And they'd also say like, you can't fool us, lad. We know what you're really like and all that. Do you know what I mean? But sort of just like, and I think that's for people who do the odd ice bath or want to go on the odd walk, but then they still do that on a weekend. That's sound, because at least you're doing something to better you.
But it's the process as well. It takes time.
Yeah, like I've seen people who go to the gym, but then, you know, don't eat healthy and stuff like that. And I get people, like, you get a lot of people who say, you're wasting your time, but you're like, well, if you was to eat terrible and not train at all, it's far better than that, isn't it? So
definitely.
And the most important thing is don't listen to anyone else. You know what I mean? And I had that for years, and it was a back and forth with the lads for like, oh, you know, you can't fool us, or you've changed. And for ages, I used to think, you've half got me, like, you know what I mean? But as I got older, I was like, I actually want to change, you know what I mean? So, like, I'd rather change than carry on doing what I wasn't happy doing, do you know what I mean?
And you touched on, like you said before, the calling. Like, to some people who don't know what that is, or they're like, well, what's a calling? You know, if someone got to come and hit me on the back of the head or pull me and say, do this. Yeah. It's not so much, like... It is a calling, but it's just that inside you.
Yeah, it's a feeling, isn't it?
The feeling of like, there's more for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's the calling.
Yeah. I can only call it a calling now on the other side, because I've delved more into like spirituality and meditation or stuff like that. And I just felt that I needed to do something different. And, you know, only on this side, I could probably say I was so like naive and ignorant to the health and wellness industry. I didn't know anyone really doing it. Do you know what I mean? And so it was a calling, you know. I didn't, even though it sounds mad saying it now, but I didn't know the mountains were so life-changing, or they were so good to get out and exercise in nature. Like, it sounds mad, but I did not know that was good for you when I was doing it.
It's pure. It's like the ground's untouched. Yeah. The air's the freshest it can be. The water's the freshest. There's a lot around it when you go back to basics.
The benefits are endless now, but that I know now. But literally at that time, I didn't know a thing. You know, like
just went
my head was like, I was just living my life like that, doing the same things all the time, and I loved it until I got a taste of what else was out there. Do you know what I mean? And once I got a taste of that, that's when I was like, wow, there's a whole new world out here that is better for me, better for like. You know, I want to pull people into this, so that they can feel as good as I feel. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of what Adventure Code. That Adventure Code side.
So since you've started, like, what's the community like? Like, your journey's one. What's the people now that are following you? What's their journeys becoming? And like, is it good to witness from? Do you see bits of yourself in people that are following you up the mountains?
Definitely, yeah. So like, it's mad to say, like, even sitting here now, like, it is a business now, and but it feels weird saying that because it doesn't feel like that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that is businessy. But as far as the people in it, you know, I don't think of anyone like a customer or because it doesn't feel like that. And a lot of the people in the community now are literally my mates. Do you know what I mean?
Love that.
And it's but then that is what community is about. Do you know what I mean? It's not like
it's like-minded.
It was
people.
never set up to make money. It was never like it's never had a plan. Do you know what I mean? It was more just I was just rolling with what do I want? You know, I want to go hiking, and it used to be called Hiking, Camping, Adventure Code, Hiking, Camping, Adventure, because I thought that's what you needed to feel fulfilled. And on my own personal development journey, it's now, which it has been for years, community connection coaching. Because like I realised it's actually about the people you're with. It's about connecting. It's about, you know, being grounded in nature. And then the coaching aspect is like the giving it back to everybody else. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and even now I still feel like they're the fundamentals of Adventure Code and me personally is being around people, connecting with people, sharing life together. Do you know what I mean?
And I think I was on your Instagram yesterday, and two of your members have now gone on to get married, haven't they? How amazing is that? So they've joined.
Rachel and Chris, wow.
I love that. So they've joined.
It's such a good story.
Yeah. But it shows, doesn't it, when you're around like-minded people, you've got the same interests. You're gonna have that community vibe.
Yeah, we've had like that's the best one, definitely. We've had a couple of relationships. We've had like a lot of friendships happen. Do you know what I mean? So like a lot of people have, like so many have now do their own stuff on their own. Do you know what I mean? They go on holiday together. The like different groups as well. I'm not just talking about like the odd person. There's that's like amazing. A lot of people now who come on the walks, usually on their own, and then after so many walks, they then, you know, end up getting friendly with a couple of people, and then they just go and do their own things, and that Now, if
That's
it
what
was
it's
if
all
it was a
about.
business, you'd be gutted about that.
Yeah.
But they're the things that make me want to keep going because it's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's what you
I
want.
suppose, like that is the difference.
That's the difference as well. But like you said, it is a business because there's people who need help and showing them the ropes. And like in anything, everyone evolves as people, and then some people can go and do it on themselves. But there's a lot of people that don't know, like, it's not as simple as just walking up a mountain. It's, you know, like the weather, if someone gets injured or if someone goes off track, there's so much to it. So it's giving them the experience, what they need to then potentially going out on their own. So it's not as if like everyone needs to go with you, but to start the journey with you is going to give them the tools to be able to do some of their own stuff sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so like that's, you know, there's loads of different reasons why people will come on the walk. One of them is to get confidence to be able to go on their own or to go with other people. The other one is just because they want to be, you know, we get people who've done a lot of mountains anyway, but they want to just be in a community. And it's a community of like-minded people, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and then you get people who, you know, want to do they're doing a challenge with you further down the line. So they want to come on the mountain walks to get ready for that.
Fit
and there's just a fair few reasons, do you know what I mean? Like we run the courses as well, which is outside the mountains, which is like a lot more about self-development and like breath work and stuff like that. So people come on them and then end up coming on and vice versa, do you know what I mean?
So for someone who's like inexperienced, they can start the journey with you, coming on, like on your courses. Then they can level up a little bit and then go on the actual walks up the mountains and stuff. And then I think you mentioned you're going to base camp in Everest, which is like a real big thing as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's probably shouting there, man. Got excited. So yeah, you know, there's different angles why people would come. So like some people would do the course first, but a lot of people tend to get in the community first, then book onto base camp, then book onto the course. Do you know what I mean? And get to know maybe what I'm like first, or get to know other people in there, and then one or two might go, well, I'm going to do that. And then they'll go, well, I'll do it with you. Do you know what I mean?
So what's involved in base camp? For me, I'm a complete beginner. I have no idea. So what does that mean?
Yeah, so Everest Base Camp is, you know, you've heard of Mount Everest, haven't you? And like base camp is like 5,500 meters approximately, you know, and people tend to go there before they go to Everest. So if you're ever going to summit Everest, you tend to go there first. Yeah. And that's like the level where you start at. Do you know what I mean? So, but we obviously just walked to Everest Base Camp. So it's like 7 days of walking up and then 4 days down.
Wow.
Because I was saying before, like base camp, it doesn't mean like you're starting at the bottom. It's how high is it?
You've still got to climb up to get there.
5,400, 500 meters.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the experience. So a lot of people are like, am I going to be fit enough? Stuff like that. But it's something to be excited about, not nervous about. And like a lot of the UK challenges, what we do, are physically harder than, you know, a day on Everest Base Camp. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the experience. Like there's so many angles with it. The Nepalese people. Yeah. You're staying in lodges all the way in villages. You're not like it's surreal,
isn't it? And
it's surreal. And like the group we've got going this year, we keep like me and Coxie, come with me to help out. We keep getting caught up in telling them what it's about, but I want you to just experience it and get the feeling that we had when we first went.
Yeah.
So obviously you've been before.
Yeah, we went in November. Yeah.
Okay, so do you meet people when you're there that are going up to do the actual?
No, not full Everest because you can only go up Everest in like 1 month of the year. Yeah. I think it's around May time. Okay. So you don't see any of them, but you do meet people who have done Everest in the past because they spend their life out there, do you know what I mean? Because you're in the Himalayas, so that is the home of the mountains, you know what I mean? So it's surreal.
It sounds amazing.
Is it Sherpas?
Yeah, you'd have Sherpas. So
that's what they're called.
I have seen a documentary on it, actually.
Yeah, so you have Sherpas who are the guides, so that's their version of a guide over here. And then you have the porters who like carry all the gear and stuff like that. Obviously you carry your little bag, but they carry like your bigger bag and stuff like that. It's a surreal experience. And every single moment that you're outside, you're just like...
It doesn't feel real.
Wow. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It is crazy.
That's amazing.
And then even when you're in the tea houses and stuff like that, you're just in the culture.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone's walking past like,
you're in the community. It's the community again. And that's something that was so far away from.
Yeah.
It's like that community. That's why when you're in it, it feels like, wow, this is good.
Yeah.
Because we're so unconscious to being in a community anymore.
I'd say it's the happiest place I've ever been. Not me, like me, I mean, the happiest country or, you know, place I've personally travelled to. And if you looked at it from a, you know, a Western lens like we would, it's, you know, it's proper run down.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
like,
they haven't got all the stuff that
they
we've
haven't got
got.
finances, but they've got real fulfillment inside, and it's a Buddhist country. And it's, that again is something like, wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's mad. It's amazing.
What's the oldest age you've had someone on one of your walks, and what's the youngest?
It's a good question.
You're going there?
It is a good one.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't want to end up thinking someone's older than
yeah.
they're not.
Yeah, you don't have to give no names.
We've definitely had 60-year-olds with us. We've had 60-year-olds, definitely. But we also have had 14-year-old lad who comes with his mum on the community walks. And it's amazing, really, because there's a lot of depth to that, really, because it's like, it's boss, a 14-year-old lad coming anyway.
Yeah.
But when he is older, he's going to look back and be like, my mum is a badass.
Yes.
Because she's taking him on these mountain walks. And like me and the lads are just like, that is unbelievable.
Oh, that's so inspiring, isn't it?
So it's boss to see him do it, but it's even better to see that his mum, you know,
doing it together.
does it with him,
Yeah. Because another massive bonus of being up a mountain is after the time your phone doesn't work. So
Exactly.
It gets them off the phone.
Yeah, disconnect from that type,
That's one of the main things is, and the mountains, you know, teach you in a sense is, when you go out in nature, there's no distractions at all. There's no music, unless you put it on yourself. But I mean, there's no cars, there's no phone, there's no telly, there's nothing except nature. Do you know what I mean? And it's sort of like, they're the things that when you step out into no distraction, that's when you get like, you know, you find more out about yourself.
And nature meets in itself, like, again, the cold water, mountains, it takes you back to the place of presence where nothing else matters.
Yeah. Because you can't think about anything else.
No, because you've just got to be in the moment. And when you're in the moment, you're in you.
Yeah.
That's the real you.
Yeah. And so you talked before about people who, you know, do an ice bath or go on a mountain walk and people get ripped for and that. But like, the inner being probably is more like, I need to be present.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they're the tools. They're all tools of what you use to find yourself and to be present, aren't they?
It's that calling, mate. That calling is you inside going, I want more. I need more. There's more to me.
Yeah.
I know there's more out there, but I don't know what it is. And there's so many people who will be listening, thinking,
I'm having them thoughts.
I've felt that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So is that not my head? No, it's actually, it's the you inside just saying, I want more.
Yeah.
There's more to
and I
life
want to
than
be
this.
me as well.
I'd say mine was, there's got to be more to life than what I'm currently doing now.
Yeah.
That was the thing that come to me. And the first part of my journey, by the way, was I'd broke my wrist. I was going through a bad time at the time with different things, and then I broke my wrist, and I was just like, so I couldn't drive.
Yeah.
So I was just stuck. Do you know what I mean? And I think up until I got to like 23, I was like, never ever thought about myself. I could be the problem. Do you know what I mean? And then got to 23, all this had happened at once, and I was like, something just said, maybe it's you, lad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I took myself, once my arm healed, I took myself to a yoga class. And that was the first moment in my entire life that I took a conscious breath. Yeah. And we hadn't even started. You'd done like a body scan. I'd never done that before. I'd never been to yoga before. But I had this feeling of like, what the fuck is that then? You know what I mean? That conscious, I'd never breathed consciously in 23, 24 years. And then I was like, I need more of this. Done that. Then it was the mountains, and then it was meditation and so on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, it's been a mad journey, like.
But yeah, I just really touching on what you said there about you broke your wrist, and it allowed you then to actually think it started something else.
So yeah. So what do you think that would be?
It's just so let's look at it. So people you break your wrist, you go to A&E, yeah. Now Erin breaks her wrist, I break my wrist, both the same injury, on the outside, but
affects us differently
on the inside.
Yeah.
So if you go in, we go to A&E, but it's trauma, isn't it? If you see the things, it's trauma.
Yeah.
But the same two injuries that me and her would have would affect us on the inside
Yeah,
totally
definitely,
different.
yeah,
And
definitely.
that's what no one fixes.
Yeah.
So if we both do it now and broke our arm and then go, they'll fix our arm. But what about
Mentally.
the trauma
Yeah,
mentally
yeah.
and
Yeah.
physically, like
Definitely, yeah.
Internally.
emotionally,
Yeah.
that actually created that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we all sit with that, and but then that for me is where it's obviously straight away I just felt it and thought, wow, so that's...
Do you know, and what I'd say it is deep, like maybe deeper again, was I felt it was a gift of...
That's what I thought that's what you were going to
I
say.
was trying not to say because you were going to go, sick of you saying that.
Yeah,
I
because
was waiting for him to say
it
it
stopped me.
Yeah.
It stopped me. It took me off work for a little bit.
It's stillness.
It stopped me from drive. So I can only say that now. Do you know what I mean? But 100% it slowed me down, and that was the number one thing I needed, because I was literally running
on the hamster wheel, just going
up until I was 23.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
and the body is an amazing thing in so many different ways. But let's not get away from the fact that you felt that, but then acted on it.
Yeah.
There's people, you know, on a personal level, I went through so much of all that stuff before something actually changed.
Yeah. So 23 is really young.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be having this stuff and feeling these feelings and having these injuries or going through these emotional states and not knowing what to do, but it's all inside you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all suppressed,
Definitely.
and it's all inside you, but you just need to take that little tiny step forward.
Yeah.
Because then the gifts will keep coming from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
So true.
it's so hard to take that step for some
It's that
people.
first step, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because some people carry on going in them kitchens, carry on going drinking, because it actually, that feeling you got, rather than it coming up, it pushes it back down.
Yeah.
So then it's like, I don't like this feeling. How do I push it back down?
plaster.
Let's go back out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easier
Or
option.
let's carry on living the way I'm living to keep it there.
Yeah.
But it's inside of us all.
Yeah.
It's inside of everyone, and everyone's great within their own right. But you've just got to touch it and let it open.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that's what I was saying about, like, once I started to have a little go of it, like getting out in the mountains and stuff like that, I was like, it was like a new lease of life. Do you know what I mean? And then I always think now, if I hadn't have done that, like my life is completely different now.
Yeah.
Like,
If you hadn't have broke your wrist.
literally.
And I'd say, like, richness to me is not the rich that I was. Like, I had well more financial back then. Now my richness is far greater, but it's not financially. Do you know what I mean? And it's through making them changes all them years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd say what you were talking about there about it's always in there. I think a big one is the mountains and, like, the stuff that we do. We're not here to teach anybody, really. We're here to slow people down so that you can remember what it is. Because we get a lot of people who go, or when I speak to them, they're like, I don't know what I want though, or I don't want what you do. I want something's different. And I'm like, yeah, that's sound, but you know, you've got to create some space in order to know what it is that you want. Do you know what I mean?
You didn't know what you wanted.
I didn't know, no.
No, it's just evolved into that.
Yeah, so
it keeps taking them baby steps into
exactly, and everything that I talk about now, I didn't know any of this back then. It's only since, you know, I've gone on my own journey in the past and I've made sense of everything, or a lot of things now. Do you know, like me getting a call and to go and do something, I didn't know what that was. Do you know what I mean? Me doing meditation and stuff, I didn't know it was going to help me slow down completely. I just used to do it. I didn't really know what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the number one thing, is you don't need to know why you're doing it or
Just
what you're doing it
start.
for, but do something different.
But it's also part of society and where we live is we want to know where we're going, how long it's going to take us, and what we're going to get. It's and actually we're in no control of any of it. There's no control.
No.
But we're trying to control everything about it.
Yeah.
But there's actually no control. So it's like when you're actually thinking, I think I'm actually controlling the uncontrollable. So I'm losing what I've lost before I've even started. Like, we all got up today and planned on coming here, but it worked out that way. But we were in no control of it, part of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's a massive part of, like, you make plans and you wanna see where you're going, but actually can you just let life happen to you and go with the flow of life rather than trying to resist?
Yeah.
Because if you'd have resisted, you wouldn't be sat here today.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. You know, you wouldn't have took so many people up the mountains. You wouldn't be doing your courses. You wouldn't have been to base camp.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have done them things if you'd have kept resisting. But now you haven't resisted, and then look what's happened.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I think that's the key, that, you know, it's important to, like the coaching side of like Adventure Code is to let people know that. Do you know what I mean? Like just give something a go. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be anything with us.
Yeah.
But give something a go that if you feel what you were talking about before about something needs to change or something isn't right in my life, do I want to be this person I am now in another 30 years?
Yeah.
Then if the answer is yeah, carry on doing what you're doing. But in another 30 years, if you don't change something, you will still be the same person in 30 years' time. Do you know what I mean?
So,
and
it's like the definition of madness is doing the same
yeah,
thing.
it's Albert Einstein's thing, isn't it?
Expecting different results.
Yeah, exactly. Is
I
that
like that
Einstein,
one.
isn't it?
Something that I don't know about it, but I
Check
thought,
that one, get
check
ChatGPT
that.
up.
Get Marcus to check that out, but it's just like,
Nothing
when you hear
changes.
that, it's like, even then when you're saying that, I'm thinking, wow, because it just highlights where I'm stuck. Might even be for you, but then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, this needs to change.
Yeah.
Those, by the way, when you're saying then, like, I've got goals, by the way, and like I hope certain things pull off and whatever, but at the same time, like I'm, especially through the life I've experienced myself, certain things where like the biggest train crashes can come in and just wipe it out. You know what I mean? And it's so I do have all these aspirations still and these goals, but at the same time, if whatever happens, like it's not you can't control everything.
No.
Yeah.
And it's good to have goals because it can get you out of bed and stuff like that. But at the same time, what's around you and who you are inside is far more important.
Well, there's the goals are huge, and you're right, you need them. But it's like you can start off here, and you have the goals of getting to here, and there's no what I lived in my experience is it's okay having this, but if you get from A to B. But then when you're at B, you wasn't present during any of that climb.
What was it for?
You've missed
the journey,
You've missed it. You've unconsciously got to where you wanted to be and missed all that part of your life because you wasn't with it. You wasn't in the stillness. You wasn't in it. You wasn't enjoying the moments and enjoying the ups, enjoying the downs. It's like we're always trying to control it, so it becomes a chore, and we just get in it that much that I think the society and the way we've been brought up, and the Western society is like, we're judged on how big the house is, how big the car is, and what watch you've got on or what clothes you wear, especially in Liverpool. Like,
definitely.
What clothes you wear. You remember as a kid, like your ma wouldn't dare let you go out without Easter clothes on or something. It's like, but it's only Easter. Why is Easter got to do with a brand new trackie and trainees? But it's just.
It is.
That's where it's come from over time, and
it's quite sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're talking about the ups and downs. Then, though, where do you find ups and downs? Would you say?
Where'd you find them?
Yeah, if you could go, I wanna go and do some ups and downs. Where would you go?
Oh, as in on a physical aspect.
Yeah.
I meant in a
like
journey.
ups and downs of the journey. Go on, I feel like
I was just going to rush you in. The mountains are full of ups and downs.
I get you.
And that's what I've found over my journey as well. Is like when you're going on the ups, it's tough. Do you know what I mean? And vice versa, coming down can be tough as well.
Yeah.
But it's especially in the Adventure Code community, the magic happens on the journey.
On the ups and downs.
I don't tell people on certain walks we do. I don't tell people where we're going. Do you know what I mean? So people who book on, especially to the beginner hikes, I don't tell them where we're going. I just give them a postcode and everyone turns up. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone defo Googles that postcode.
Some people do.
Yeah, that's straight away the first thing.
No, same. I would.
Some people do, but majority actually don't.
They're lying.
But they get there.
They're on the way up driving.
Blindfolded.
But what I'm getting at is, like, most people who come on the walks, they don't care where they're going.
It's the community.
And I think because they've got you as well.
To enjoy, do you know what I mean? So, and that's the God's honest truth. They don't care where they're going. There's times where, we can't get to the top because, we've got to turn around because the weather's too bad. No one cares at all. Because they're like, we've had the boss time since 2 years. I've been able to get stuff off my chest that I've been having at home, and all what's going on is the real reason they're there. Do you know what I mean?
So I was just thinking about that, and like I talked before about the resistance. So have you had people where they've come with people, and because you can imagine it, and they're going, why am I here for? And they're moaning, but then as they go up and then they come down a different person.
Yeah. we do, or we have had. We have had the odd moaner, but it's all fun as well. I took a group up on the National Free Peaks a couple of weeks ago. It was a corporate one from London, Cockneys from London, but from a bank in London, and they there was one
They
fella and he
moaning.
was
They
like,
didn't get it.
if I don't get down now, I'm going to smash everyone's head
Oh
in
my
and all this and
God.
that. But I was like, I was just said, lad, save your energy, mate, you need it, do you know what I mean? Because like,
Love that.
by the time we got down, he's like, I love everyone.
Oh
like,
my God.
But that, you know, I've seen that loads of time anyway, so
Yeah.
it's like, you do get people where at that moment, they hate me or they hate being there or whatever. But by the end of it, it's like a workout though.
It's because they're in their head as well, aren't they? That's
it's
what that
all
is.
in their head.
They're
It's all
just
in their head.
fighting in their head.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend went up to a festival this weekend and went on a run and it was roasting. Absolutely. And you should have heard the things coming out of her mouth at me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, I know
And at
that
the
once
end-
you're finished, you'll be made up.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
she'll
It's probably
like it again.
hate that I've said that, do you know what I mean? But I've been listening
Shout
it all
out.
weekend. Do you remember when you said this? When we said that? But that is what happens, is it comes out of you, but then eventually, you know, it's what happens.
Yeah.
So it means nothing to me. I laugh at it all.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
It's the awareness of it done for you.
Yeah, I've seen it so many times. You know what I mean? So many times.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Yeah, no.
So I just wanted to touch on, what advice would you give for anyone who's a beginner, who's thinking, I'm not fit enough to join the community, I'd love to get involved, but I feel a bit too nervous?
Yeah, so and that is a common thing that we get a lot. We get a lot of people who are just too nervous to come.
Yeah.
And then we get people who do actually come and they say, I wish I'd have come 2 years ago, but I've been too nervous to come. So the first one is just go.
Yeah.
Like, go and do it. It's speak to us first so that you book onto the right thing. You know, if you're nervous about if you're fit enough, you definitely want to make sure that the walk we're doing is
Beginner friendly.
Yeah. Usually we'll say that anyway. Sometimes, that saying, isn't it? Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
Growth is on the other side of getting out your comfort zone, and there's it's not blurred lines or not, and that's the truth. You know, if you want to feel better in yourself, you can jump in ice baths all the time. It's like, I'd be lying if I said I cannot wait to jump in that.
Oh, me
do you know what I mean?
Thrilled. I know, it's so hard,
obviously
isn't
I done
it?
it 2 weeks ago, and in my head, probably for almost 2 weeks, every now and again, I'm thinking,
oh God,
I just need to get my head under next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but there's growth on the other side of it. So anytime you want to change your life, and it's that much, go and do something that you're nervous to do, and just book on a walk. It's that simple. Everyone is fit enough to come on the beginner friendly walks. You know what I mean? Unless like you're not able bodied, then you're more than easy to come. Like,
and it's like what you just said: change your story, change your life.
Exactly. So like, you can say like, what's your story now?
Because you're not your story.
And what you want your story to look like.
You become part of the story, but it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Your whole personality.
No.
We've never, sorry to butt in there, but we've always had a lot of this thing that I've said is people say, I wish I'd have come 2 years ago. I've sat on the edge of your page for two years and I've been so stressed out. I wish I'd have come because I've just been walking next to some girl who I used to go to school with who I didn't even know. And she's also been through the same things that I've just been through. You know, like it's that, or...
It's mad, isn't it?
Or, you know, you're walking with a lad and he's got like this business idea and like this other person's got experience in that. And this is what it happens all the time.
But it's weird though, isn't it? It's like meant to be.
Yeah,
they were meant to meet.
Like we've took well over 1,000 people out now, and God's on it. I had this conversation on the weekend, but we've never ever had one bad egg on the walk. And it's like
said it now.
I know. Apart from them Cockney.
I'm pushing on.
He's not allowed. Apart from them Cockney.
Yeah. No, but even they were brilliant. To be fair. But so. And that's like, you get like, it's like, man, if someone is stepping out the comfort zone or someone is coming into the mountains, it's probably because they want something better for themselves.
Yes.
So if
it's
someone wants change, potentially they're already vulnerable. That could be one reason. So they're not going to be a helmet anyway. Do you know what I mean? But the other side is maybe they're too goosed anyway to be a helmet. There's loads of reasons, but rule of thumb is no one has ever been a helmet in front of me. And it's like, that's... You know, that could be another reason why people are scared to go in case there's weirdos there. And there isn't. Do you know what I mean? It's all love. But then
you go into the definition of a weirdo, and what is a weirdo?
Me.
because people are showing up in certain ways because they're just in pain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People don't show up. No one wants to show up in a certain way. Yeah, no one come into the world that way. Everyone wants to be loved, held, and seen.
I think intentions though could be involved in that. Yeah. So like, you know, there could be people coming with intentions that might not be for a greater good. Do you know what I mean? It could be for other reasons, and I think that could. My probably point is like you don't get people coming, or we haven't had anyone come so far that has had bad intentions with the group. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
So. Yeah.
And I think as well, Tom, you've got to give yourself a little bit of credit. They're showing up for you as well, because obviously you're such a safe space holder for them. And I think because you've done that self-development work and you're showing up authentically, and like as you just said, I might be a bit of a weirdo, but people like that. You don't want to be around someone who's putting a front on. You just want to be around like-minded people who are being themselves and are there for genuine reasons. And I think that's a credit to you and the community that you've built at Adventure Code. So
thank you.
It is really inspiring though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it needs someone to step out of the group to make a change.
Yeah.
Otherwise we keep, like, what's the saying with the sheep? You
just all follow the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
definitely, and 100%. I agree with you, so thank you for that.
No problem.
I agree with you.
But it's true.
I do, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It hasn't been easy at all, and you get, that's why I can relate to so many, especially lads, like they want to change, but they're a
bit scared of
the
what
number
other
one
people...
thing, you've got to change your environment.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm still close, like I still love my old mates.
Yeah.
I might not see them as much.
Yeah.
But when I do see them,
it's just
like
pure,
nothing's
changed.
It's just pure love. Do you know what I mean? And you don't have to. If some people, like I know, a lot of people love still doing what they used to do.
That's okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. I can only speak from what I want. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, we get a lot of people who I can tell they want something different. So,
but it's got to be when they're ready.
Yeah, it's when they're ready. Yeah.
You'll give them that. It's like people say about gurus and stuff, but it's like, it's not the guru. It's like the greatest relatable thing for you is that you've been in them positions and them experiences. So then anyone from that will go, well, I feel it, but I don't really want to do this, but I'll go and have a little chat with you.
Yeah.
I'll just have a little chat with you, and you find
and that's
people
the baby step, isn't it?
they gravitate towards you because they want change, but they're just not, they don't know what it is or when they're going to do it or how they're going to do it, but they just start. And it's like you're just giving people that opportunity to shine their light that's so dull.
Yeah, definitely,
That's amazing.
So it's all good. It's boss.
So how would people book on at? What do they need to do to get in touch?
Yeah, so if you want to come and join us on anything we do, like we do yoga retreats as well and stuff like that. If you want to, you best just clicking on the page and having a look, obviously. For anyone who can't understand what it is that we actually do, which, sometimes it's not as clear, drop us a message. But if you do know what you're booking and what you want to come for, just click the link that's in the bio on Instagram.
Okay.
We're currently getting a website sorted, like a better one. I done one years ago. It's terrible.
Needs an upgrade.
But no one uses it. We don't get much through it, so I've never really bothered with it. But Instagram's our main handle, and then LinkedIn's starting to move a little bit now as well.
Brilliant.
More for the corporate stuff.
Amazing,
So, for probably the most people who might listen to this, it would be Instagram.
Yeah. Well, Tom, it's been absolutely a pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
It's been amazing, Tom. I want to get up a mountain right now. Can we do a revival wellness walk with Adventure Codes?
Definitely,
We've got to now, so make it a beginner one for me.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's a machine in here anyway.
Mill Farm.
I won't tell you where we're going. We'll do the National Free Peaks.
It's amazing.
Amazing. Keep up the work, mate. I'm sure you will. And thank you for coming to Revival.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Tom.